Hi, everybody. It's David here from Bunkie Life, and I'm joined by Mr. Danny Baldwin. He is just a man of many, many hats. He's on the board of directors at RMHC in Ottawa, the chapter there, as well as holds kind of a representative role with RMHC Canada. So, and also is a Bunkie Lifer as well as of this summer. So I thought that he'd be a great guy to have on and just kind of give us an update on what's been happening with the chapters, across Canada, but specifically in Ontario, the ones that we support as a Bunkie Life community. And then just, give us kind of, if you could, Danny, an overview of what we can do to help, I guess. So first of all, welcome and thank you so much for the time.
David, thank you very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And David mentioned I am a Bunkie Lifer. We built our Bunkie in the fall, and it was a blast. For anybody that's contemplating that, it is not as hard as you think it might be, and just go for it, because it is a blast for the entire family. So with regards to Ronald McDonald House, David, and we talked earlier a little bit about some of the challenges that we've incurred during the pandemic time, and most of which is obviously that with getting volunteers involved to continue to deliver the programs and services to the families in need. And so it's been a bit of a challenge to get people back in for obvious reasons, the protocols being one, and then some of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt about what's going on. But that's starting to come back. People are spending more time and energy, and obviously with inflationary challenges as well. All the support and donations for food services and meals to prepare for our families has been a godsend, and we've been very fortunate in terms of the community support and the individual support we've had in that regard as well. So much appreciated all that. But every dollar, every effort counts to provide the services and programs for the families that are going through the worst possible times of their lives.
Mm-hmm. So just to zoom in on the volunteer piece of things, you guys are kind of back open for business, accepting volunteers. Because I remember, I forget exactly when it was. It was really difficult for the volunteers to kind of interface with the different locations just due to restrictions and lockdowns, et cetera. So is that more or less out of the way now? Like what's kind of the
well, as you expect, we still have the protocols in place to protect the families. There's masking in the houses and things like that. But more pretty much open to all of the facilities are open now. As you expect, we had to limit the number of rooms available during the height of the pandemic, and now we're fully open. Some of the challenges, the family rooms that are located directly in the hospital are still being used by the hospitals and hospital staff for respite. So that's not open as fully as we would like or as is necessary, but it's being used especially the children's hospitals are challenged more recently than ever. And so using those facilities primarily for staff respite and the occasional family, but not nearly as much as we had seen in the past in terms of visits to the family rooms, just based on protocols within the hospital.
Okay. So if let's say we wanted to, gather a troop together, maybe as a Bunkie Life community or just in general, and as an individual, I wanted to come and volunteer. What's kind of the best way to get plugged in, if that makes sense?
Well, every house that we have a volunteer coordinator, and we would welcome the opportunity for people or groups or individuals to come in and help with meal preparation, things like that. Especially, as you'd expect, the families are generally at the hospital all day, every day. So the last thing they need to do is spend time and energy, taking care of themselves from the meal prep. So having people come in, we have a number of folks to do that. But always interested in more, and can accommodate more, whether it's weekdays, weekends, whatever, to have people to come in and help with prep meals. But just simply reach out to each house directly through their various websites and volunteer coordinators, and they'd be happy to accommodate individuals or groups to come in and help prepare meals or provide services and volunteer in whatever programs they're delivering.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the financial aspect of things. So how have the last couple of years been overall, and where's the kind of most pressing needs, I guess, if that makes sense?
Well, I think some of the challenges, I mentioned meal prep and things like that, but the challenges certainly with food pricing and inflationary challenges that, obviously we're seeing more meals served to our families than ever before. And again, I think that's twofold. One is obviously the cost of that from a family perspective is helpful, but it's also that's the best way for some of the volunteers who couldn't do the things they've done before to come in and assist. So all of that helps and continues to help. We serve more meals ever before across the four, certainly all the houses and 4 houses in Ontario specifically.
Okay. So if anyone's interested in donating right now, Bunkie Life has kind of a page. I'll have the information somewhere below. We have a page that I think is $3,000 or $4,000 so far, and we're going to do a kind of a last push here. You know, if you want to participate with us in this kind of charitables giving, you can donate $1, you can donate $100. You can donate $10,000, whatever you're feeling like doing. It's not really the amount; it's more about the spirit of giving. And Bunkie Life is going to be also donating kind of a portion of our sales this year as well. And so, yeah, that's a really important thing, because I know we were mentioning earlier that you guys also, a number of chapters have kind of some expansion plans. Obviously, the demand's greatly exceeding the supply, right? Unfortunately. And so, you know, I think there's plans. Could you elaborate on the different kind of growth plans that it has?
Sure. And David, as you might expect, I mean, we are continuously full. So every house is looking at renovation and expansion. The Ottawa house itself is anticipating about almost nearly a $20 million expansion that we hope to start in the spring. And then, of course, the operating cost of that once it's built goes up significantly in terms of delivering the programs and services. So community support to not only participate in the capital campaigns, but also the operational cost and the general things. And like I say, every dollar counts. Obviously, every contribution that gets made through Bunkie Life and through your very generous contribution to all the houses across Ontario is very much appreciated. So, and again, there's other easy ways. And like I say, it doesn't matter if it's $1 and $2, whatever that individual can. It does make a difference to the families we serve, and it's critical to continue to be able to deliver the programs and services that so many people need in the worst possible times of their lives.
Yeah, is there anything you wanted to impart upon the Bunkie Life community in terms of, like, you know, information or just call to action or anything like that you think we could benefit from?
Well, I think that the Bunkie Life community, and again, I'm Bunkie Life, where I participate in the private groups and get all kinds of information there. And it is so much fun. And again, I've chatted with our board chairs across the country about opportunities to expand, use Bunkie Life. To me, it would be a great opportunity for families that are in houses to participate in the building of that. But as a Bunkie Life community itself, I mean, I think it's a unique thing. It was so much fun to do. And again, if you think about kind of the time and energy and the fun you had creating your Bunkie Life, creating your Bunkie, and the enjoyment that you and your family and your guests are getting out of it, if you can turn some of that into generous contributions to a charity like ours, it would be extremely appreciated and very grateful for it.
Awesome. Well, that's the call to action, guys. Let's, a lot of us have been really blessed this year. And so let's turn that around and let's channel that towards, a family that may or may not be in the blessed position this year, right? The reality about Ronald McDonald House is that it really could be any one of us, right? Unfortunately, sickness and complications and things of that nature, they just kind of randomly strike kids, and it's nobody's fault, but it does just affect people, and you can't predict these type of things, right? So having a resource like a Ronald McDonald House can make the difference for a family that really couldn't access healthcare in a big city that's needed without some serious financial catastrophe, I guess, in some cases, right? Yeah. And just being close to your kids when they're going through something is just so paramount. I'm lucky to have 4 healthy kids, although we've had our ups and downs this year with everybody getting sick all the time, but they're generally healthy kids, and when your kid's sick, you need to be there for them. It doesn't matter what, you need to drop everything and be there. And Ronald McDonald House is the bridge that makes that happen. So if you've been blessed this year, or even if you have $1 to give, it's not really the amount. What I want to invite and encourage you to do is, head to the Bunkie Life Gives campaign, or just go to your local chapter and donate directly. It doesn't really matter if it comes through us, but give generously as you've been given to. And Danny, I really appreciate you taking the time to appear on this interview and explain kind of where you guys are at. I really appreciate the update.
David, thank you very much for your very generous support and your continued support of the Ronald McDonald House. It's very much appreciated. And again, anybody who's contemplating Bunkie Life, go do it. It is a blast. You'll have a wonderful time.
Cool. I didn't pay Danny to say that, but I do appreciate it.
Thanks, David.
I really appreciate it, man.
All right, take care.